Dude, somebody's got to film. Come on, guys. You're slacking.
I just woke up.
Aren't you filming? Yeah, but if no one's going to hold the camera and point it at me and stuff, we're going to get garbage footage this whole time.
We'll give you a photo then.
It's right there. It's filming right now.
I need my Red Bull before I go.
It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Garrett.
What
What the hell?
I woke up at fucking 11:30, dude. I don't know why.
And it's 1 o'clock.
Go ahead and you can stop it and restart it.
Is it really 1 o'clock? My fucking day's going.
You going? Alright, so we already replaced one valve cover and gasket. I was just going to buy gaskets at the store, but they had the whole covers, the same type of deal that just pop off. They had the chrome ones in stock. They came with gaskets for 20 bucks at the store. So I just couldn't turn it down, so I bought the chrome ones too. We already have one on there, and it looks super shiny. Go ahead and show them. Oh yeah, that looks sweet. I only mangled like 2 fingers doing that. The other thing about it is, if you'll notice, like this is the old gasket here, and it seems to have like completely lost its shape. This thing was just puking oil, and that's not surprising. Someone obviously siliconed it at some point, trying to make it live again. So we have these nice fresh new gaskets going in, and this should help the engine retain all its oil. I also bought all the other things to do a nice oil change on it, new spark plugs. I'm gonna try to do just a little basic tune-up on this thing and make it run a little better. I tried to get the right size socket for this because that's what I do, but it's been rounded off so many times before with a crescent wrench that there's like no way to get it except for with a crescent wrench because it's not a size anymore. It's not a hex. But I think I got it loose. So let's try not to dump ourselves with oil here. It's probably got a lot of it in it because it has an external oil cooler, an external filter, and it's cold, so it's going to take forever to drain.
Oh, dude, that oil smells like ass, too.
It looked particularly nasty, and it's chunky, so that's not good. That's why we're changing it. We noticed from the leak that it looked really bad, but it's chunky. It's sludge. So, yeah, I feel good about changing it. We're also supposed to be doing the spark plugs while we're at it.
Okay, yeah, that oil is darker than my soul.
It's bad.
Jesus.
So let's see about doing the spark plugs while this drains.
So my SR20 looks like it's all glued up.
Okay, we have the wheels off still, but I've changed the valve covers, new oil filter, fresh oil is in it, new plug wires, new spark plugs, and we're about ready to test it. It seems like the distributor that's on this thing has maybe been tampered with to run in a position other than normal, and because of that, I'm not exactly sure where the plug wires go, but we're going to run a couple tests and just kind of hear it turn over, and that should be able to tell us if the timing sounds right or not. And yeah, take it from there.
Hopefully it starts choke open.
That don't sound right, does it?
Go again? I don't think so.
No, that sounds a little fishy.
That's definitely... It's not crossed far, if it's crossed. I don't think I like likes that.
Didn't sound like any life, did it?
None. All right, go.
We played musical wires with the distributor until we got it to run again. It sounds like it's running a little bit better, but not perfect still. Just sort of what I expected. I'd like to drive it, but we're running out of time for the day and we still don't have wheels and tires on it. I really want to take the wheels that I painted earlier to a tire shop and have some other tires thrown on it, and it's getting a little late in the day to be going to a tire shop and asking them to do a walk-in. So I think I'm just going to let it sit until tomorrow on the jack stands, and I'll go to first thing tomorrow and get the tires put on. Since I have a little bit of time to kill, in the meantime I've decided to start taking the fenders off, and these bolts live in the undercarriage, under chassis region, which is where like all the water and moisture and mud lives the whole time. And so they're just like, they're very, very rusty. And you can hardly even see them in here. And several of them already just broke on me. But yeah, it's good times. Anyway, I figure we'll update you guys again tomorrow when we get our tires back. Alright guys, so yesterday my friends came over. There was Garrett and Mark here, and together we kind of all got the valve cover gaskets done. Spark plug wires were a bit of a hassle. I noticed right before we put it all together, I was looking at the bottom of the distributor and I noticed that it had been ground flush, and that was a really key indicator to me that it wasn't the right distributor. It's some Volkswagen distributor for one of the types of Volkswagen engines that was made, but they had a whole bunch of different distributor arrangements, and this is obviously the wrong one that someone has just cut a post off of, turned it a little funny, and made it work. And so because of that, the firing order on the spark plugs is also unusual, but we managed to figure that out and keep it the way it was, and it works for now. Eventually I'm going to try to figure out which distributor is supposed to be on the engine and get that one, but for now this still works. I also went through some of the wiring. There was like one wire that I couldn't figure out what exactly it did, and I was pretty sure that it was doing nothing, so I removed it, and I knew it had 12 volts. And as soon as I did that, the car actually started starting better. So I think that that might have been a short, and that's why that had that effect. I went to the tire shop this morning and got those other tires mounted, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw those back on the car right now. I got one sitting right here. If you can see this bad boy. Oh yeah, this is gonna look sweet. This is actually just a leftover tire that I had laying around, mounted on the wheels that came on the Bug. Took the other tires off. One of them was garbage. The other one I saved as a spare for the front end. But these are going to go on the back and they're going to look great. So let's get working on that.
Okay. Now that I've taken the rear fenders off, kind of tuned up the engine a little bit, I have one more little pet project that I want to do, which is removing the stock front fenders. These are steel, they're big and heavy, and they have the fender housings and light housings in them. And we don't need those where we're going, so I want to take them off and do some weight reduction and maybe even potentially sell these pieces. So, yeah, let's get to removal.
Okay, so here's what I did. I took the fenders off, and I noticed there was a lot of rust and just kind of grossness, so I hit it with a quick coat of spray paint. Just black rattle can on like the wheel wells and the suspension and stuff to try to stop the rust. Put the new tires on, took all the fenders off, took the old running board off. It looks like way sicker now. It looks a lot more aggressive, like it's ready to go hit the sand dunes. I'm pretty stoked about it. I haven't started it yet today, but the last time we started it yesterday, it fired up a lot easier. So I'm hoping that that might be the case again, but I want to find out. We're going to see and try to start it and then move it back into the garage. And I pulled it out of the garage just so I could sweep and clean up a little bit, get some pictures of it out in the sunlight. It looks really cool, but yeah, let's try to put it back in its home. almost started first try. Did you hear that?
Oh yeah, dude.
Give me some choke.
I have no idea. Gotcha.
I honestly think that the stammering and dying issue is just based on the fact that it's extremely cold-blooded. Because when it warms up, it kind of stops doing that. But I've never really had it up to temp yet, so it's really cold-blooded. It doesn't like moving when it's not up to temp, and that's pretty much every time I've ever tried to move it. So yeah, I think that went pretty well.